You know what's a crazy stat
Go on.
that we're a part of? We are in the top 1% in the whole world for something.
We are.
Yeah.
Is it me and you specifically? Or humans or
Me and you specifically are in that bracket, yeah.
well, was it podcasts that we discussed on here before?
No.
Is it something I'm gonna know?
Yes, you could figure it out, but you might not expect it. That's why it's kind of crazy.
1% of all living things that's ever happened on the planet.
No.
Okay, hit me
Because
with it.
we earn over $32,000 or £25,000, we're in the top 1% of earners on the globe.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Uh,
Because
how fucked is that, really? Considering we feel fucking skint all the time. We're in the top 1% in the whole globe, man,
so
for
what?
earnings.
What's like average? What's the average income? I thought the average income for the UK was 32,000 a year or something like that. The average income.
Yeah, I
25
mean,
grand seems low. Is that what minimum wage is then?
I don't know. No, I don't think so, because I've earned fucking, not, I mean, about 10 years ago, but I've earned like 17K a year. You know what I
Maybe
mean?
it's gone up by that
But,
much though in that time.
but it puts us, obviously, I'm going to say our wages, but like we earn like over 30K, and that puts us in the top 50% in the UK.
Damn. That is crazy though, to be fair, because it seems everyone is doing better than me. And they're
Exactly.
living either like as much as I am and not getting like I ain't got friends really that are going on multiple holidays a year or doing anything like extravagant and they're earning a bit more than me. So man,
Yeah.
maybe if, like we're just not living within our means properly then. Like maybe if you became more of a minimalist.
Yeah. Well, the average income per person across the world is approximately £12,000 per year.
Across the
However, the average
world.
is However, the average is heavily skewed upwards by ultra high earners. So obviously,
Yeah,
the
so they thought the
that
percentage.
nation,
Yeah,
the millionaires in that
just
nation.
Elon Musk alone probably brings
Yeah,
that up a fucking fair ton.
but yeah, to look at a more realistic picture of the typical human, economists use the global median income, which sits at roughly 2,300 to £3,300 per individual annually.
Man, that's crazy.
So some people earn 3 grand a year, and obviously this is in fucking places like fucking the Congo and Africa and that kind of thing, because they're just on like $1 a day and shit.
Yeah, there's like some really poor countries. I think some parts of Asia as well, like Indonesia and places like that. And Cuba, I think.
Yeah.
I think Cuba, like, considered a poor country, aren't they?
But like you say, man, if if I asked you where you think you place globally based on what you earn,
Would not be
you'd think,
financially. If someone said
yeah,
1% like you did at the beginning of this, and financially would be way down on my list. I guess like population, financially would not be in my fucking head. That is insane.
I know. It kind of puts into perspective. It's the position you're in, which is good because you're in the obviously in the top 1%, but at the same time, to be in that 1% and not even feel like you're fucking smashing life, you know what I mean? That's just how shit the world is, man.
Do you think that it's a UK thing? Obviously, I don't want to get political, but like, do you think, obviously, if you go to a third world country, you know, you're not going to be as well off unless you got UK earnings while you lived over there. Then you live like a fucking king. But I mean, I don't know. Let's say if we moved to like Norway, would we then start on our wage equivalently over there? Do you think we'd start feeling a bit more like, oh, we're doing all right? Yeah, you know what I mean? Or do you think it's just like everywhere's fucked like that?
Yeah, I think Norway and Switzerland, places like that, are generally more fucking expensive, aren't they? So our wages in the equivalent in the fucking Norway's currency would probably be quite low, I guess.
But with like London here, when that you get a
Mm.
job there because it's quite a high paying place, like everything's expensive there. Do you equate the wage to it, so you technically get paid more? So maybe it works like that in other countries. So like you
But it,
pay more over there, but your wage sort of comes up with it to equate for the balance.
It does, but if I earn 30k where we live and you earn 40k in London, I'm probably better off than you because your rent or mortgage and all the taxes and the fucking all the food prices, fuel prices, everything's just all inflated as well. That we're
True.
probably even, or you know,
True, but I feel like it balances out like a job that's typically like 40k over here. You have to have like a qualification, maybe go uni, maybe just be at a place and build yourself up. But I think like a 40k job there is more jobs that would pay a lot less here. So I think again, if you was to equate your actual job, it might actually like go to feel like 50k, 60k instead of the 30k. You know what I mean? I think it does
yeah,
differ.
I do, I do agree with that as well. I think in America there's because I watched that financial show, then I with
Like
that
Caleb
Caleb
Hammer guy.
geezer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there'll be people on there like that job you want, fucking data analyst. They'll be like, "I'm a data analyst for this company," and they're on like $110,000,
Damn.
which is fucking 80 grand or something. And I think, man, that equivalent job over here is paying what 40, like fucking top end. So I think they do just pay pay more in different countries too.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and you were speaking about it in the week quite a bit that, we've never really loved it here. You know what I mean? Like, I've never, other than when like England are in the final at football and stuff like that, then you feel a bit patriotic. Or you do at least. Like, you don't really give two fucks about football too much. So you might not. But I feel like the country does. Like, it does make you feel like, oh, yeah, go on, lads. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like people come all as one when England are doing well in something. And then in a way, I'm proud to be British. Like, yeah, that's our fucking lads type of thing. But in every other aspect, I don't give a fuck, really. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I'd happily move somewhere.
there's nothing really like that stokes the fire for me. It's just yeah, I don't feel any real pride. I like it when I do like the World Cup and stuff and the Olympics, that kind of thing, or boxing, where you just think, man, we're like one of the smallest nations and we produce such mad fucking people that excel in all this shit.
Yeah.
And it's cool as a fact, but I don't really feel some patriotic fucking feeling inside.
Yeah, because you see like videos of Americans and being interviewed in countries and like, yeah, I love America. Like, it's the best country in the world. And, like, I know what that's like to feel that way about your own country. Like, I don't give a fuck about England, really. You know what I mean? I couldn't give a shit. Like, obviously, I don't want us to get like a fucking bombed or anything. Like, I think there is good parts of England, healthcare, like the NHS, I think is great, and just some of the characters, like, were very good sarcastically. I think our humour is quite unique and stuff too. Um, but yeah, like I don't feel any pride, British pride in anything really. I've never voted once in my life. I just I don't feel any sort of connection to England really.
You know what probably fucking does it a bit as well, which probably has faded for us. But as you were saying, Americans say, "Yeah, I fucking love America." I
Yeah,
think they're brought up and educated that way, and just it's in the culture because fucking North Koreans think Kim Jong Un's a fucking godly being from another planet. You know what I
it
mean?
is
But
true.
just because they've been told to,
Yeah, it is a bit like culty. Like they have to do that song. I can't remember what they're called now. Every
I've
time they're in
seen it.
class, it's like a ritual that you have to do. I can't remember what they call it. It's gonna bug me, but yeah, like they have to do a certain song and all that type of stuff. So it is kind of cult leadery, like especially with King Jong Un. I saw, I think it's that Mike OK, and he went over there and like
Yeah,
he went into like a school and the school play. It was like love our supreme leader, whatever. And they do like a play, and then it had like nukes going off in the like video behind them and stuff, and like landing on shit. And I was like, man, it's so fucking in the head. And even Mr. Who's the Boss, when he did that video of like a stolen North Korean phone, and like it doesn't even let you type like
yeah,
South Korea in it because then it just changed it to like North Korea and shit. And if you try and put like Oppa, it changed it to like brother or like strong relative or something. It changes it like it's so like weird to think that in a land where we're free and America are free and you can sort of do what you want, that exists at this exact same time we do. It's like it's not even the same world, but it is.
yeah. And but yeah, that's what I was thinking. How they're just taught to fucking love him and chant that and wholeheartedly just fucking love him. And I think Americans are taught to be proud as well. But
Yeah.
I think in England the pride of being English has just faded over the last kind of fucking 30 years, and you ain't being told to love it, are you? You grow up, and by the time you're five, everyone's just like, yeah, this country's fucking shit and England's crap, and you just grow up believing it.
Yeah, I mean, there's beautiful parts of England, the countrysides and Wales, and that's not England per se, but like there's beautiful scenery in this country and in the UK. Like Scotland's beautiful and stuff too, but I think it's hard to love a country when it's grey and rainy all the fucking time. No one's happy. You know what I mean? But you got like America where each place is a state and they've got you got like California, it looks beautiful. It's like a holiday destination for 12 months. Like it's always nice, always sunny. It's Then you've got like Arizona where it's too hot, but then you've got like Hawaii. That's classed as America. It's a state, you know what I mean? Like Hawaii just in itself, we've got fuck all like that. And they've got beaches. There's things to I feel like really love. Like there's people that love that stuff here too. And I think it's romanticized a lot. Like when I watch like Afterlife or I watch like British films, they make the UK look really like luscious, and they're always next to a beach, and they're like a little town, and it's like a little village, and there's beautiful scenery and walkways past like canals and rivers, and that definitely does exist because they're even filmed on location. But I just think that's not Britain. When I see in my head, like if I think of Britain, I think of like council estates. I think of spray painting on walls. I think of chavs outside a shop. I think of the smell of weed in certain places. I think of like people blasting like bass in a car. Like I don't think of like luscious, like walking past and seeing people play cricket and there's a sun setting and people are fucking drinking tea on the porch. Like that ain't England to
Yeah,
me.
and I've definitely been to. I do agree with all that, but I've been to some places, and you have around the UK where it's just fucking proper remote location, and there's just birds tweeting and barely any traffic, and you're out in the fields for a week or a weekend or something, and you think, man, this is fucking nice. Like I could live here. And there are those
Yeah.
places, but the you're just priced out of those places to live there, man.
Yeah,
I
that is the
mean,
thing. Yeah, that's what I was
rightfully
gonna
so.
say. Yeah, because if everyone had access to it, it'd be like the streets that I just described. But that's why, because obviously we've grew up low income, so you're gonna be surrounded in low income areas like that. Hampstead and stuff like that are probably nice, and you got the Toffingtons of the fucking world and all that type of stuff like that are posher than the royal family. The talk fucking look, they've got a swan in the mouth. You know what I mean? But it ain't the typical British thing for me. Like I think Britain's quite rough. It's quite, I wouldn't say it's a scary place, but I just think people don't give a fuck over here, man. Like I think people will, and how we just described, if we're in a really small percent of financial bracket, there's people out there trying to rob shit from you because they're not in that bracket. You know what I mean? So even you just all, especially London. I obviously don't live there or go there very often, but I just hear constantly that you just can't even be in London without getting like your phone robbed or a knife pulled on you or just getting your phone snatched by like e-bikes. It sounds crazy in London. It sounds mental to even be over there at the moment. And yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I don't know where we unify really in England. I feel like if I was in America and I might, I was getting jumped on the street or getting attacked or something, I feel like there'd be a lot more of a mob to jump in and fucking help you out than there would over here. People would just walk past like I ain't getting involved in that.
Step over you on the way to work, looking at the phone.
Yeah, lazy bastard.
Yeah. What would make you feel proud of Britain? Like, what would make you feel like, okay, we've done something fucking right there or correct there? You know what I mean? What would give you that sort of home pride?
I don't know. I don't know if there is anything, man. It's just I'd want it to just become just a peaceful fucking clean place, man. Just for anyone to just enjoy and live and just be equal and fucking clean up the fucking homeless and that kind of shit and
Yeah.
divide the fucking not the wealth but kind of
Look after
work on
each
the
other.
areas that are just run down, yeah, man, and just be a bit more communal and fucking raise people up and encourage people, not just shut everyone down and be jealous that someone's making a fucking grand a year more than you. Like let's fucking build people up, man, and Give someone some energy.
Yeah, it's nice on paper, but human nature, how possible is that? You know what I mean? There's countries out there that are obviously doing that more, but I just think it's human nature to hate people doing better than you and try and bring them down to build you up. Like I think that's in us, man, naturally.
But
I don't know if that utopia does exist
in
for people.
in the English though, I think it is, man. I don't think it's like that in America.
We could be better, 100%. Man, once I got knocked off my bike, literally hit by a car on my bike on the way to work, collapsed into the road, fell onto the floor, obviously, and the person didn't stop, get out, nothing, just drove off. Oh fuck, think something's just hit my fucking car. Drove off, and I was in like the side of the road, and not one car stopped or opened the window. Like, you're right, mate. And they sit up, and they just fucking carried on driving. Man, I had to hobble to work and with a fucking broken bike. Not one cunt stopped, even asked if I was all right, man. Or you need any help? Do you need an ambulance? Anything? Or fucking hell, mate. I just saw that. Like, I got the license plate for it. Nothing. No one looked in my direction, man. I was like, I can't even get help by being hit by a car.
And I think that's changed though, man. I know that was a good fucking 10 years ago now, but
Yeah.
when I was a kid, man, if someone was struggling pushing the car, they didn't even think twice. Everyone just jumped out of the car, gave them a push on the way, fucking, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't feel like we do that shit anymore.
Now, like we spoke about, there's that YouTube channel, like Discover Connection or something. And I always think, like, because they go to random places and they go to like a Jewish family and they end up staying at their house and cooking with them and literally building connections. And I
I
don't
love
know
that
if,
channel.
yeah, I don't know how fabricated it is, but it seems pretty authentic. And I always think when I see it, you wouldn't do that over England, man. You wouldn't get
Should we
those
try it?
characters. Oh, I don't know, man. Because, but that's the thing. I wouldn't trust it because people are weird over here too. You know what I mean? Like, even if someone is willing to take us in to their home and that might just be a ruse to just fucking take a hammer to the back of our heads and we're just chilling and making a video.
Fucking get me on camera.
Yeah, like I don't know, but I just
What?
always think you can't do that in England. Like, people would be like, "Fuck off, mate," or just wouldn't even look at you. I'll give you the time of day.
I think you can find some gems, but I think you can definitely bump into the odd guy over here that you chat to and end up fucking talking to for half an hour and think, man, he was so sound. But
Yeah,
I think we're much less likely over here to want to be on camera or on video because it's just cringy. Like, man, fuck this YouTube shit off from me.
yeah.
Americans want it because they want to be fucking clipped or TikToked, man, and get famous. But over here, people don't want cameras in the faces. I reckon you could find the odd one though that you'd have a good laugh with.
Well, we'll see because we're talking about it. Like, maybe we'll like Comic Con will be our fucking experience, won't it? Really, like that's our first. Well, we might do something before then because it ain't until August, unless something comes up that we're like, yeah, let's do that. But we're gonna be like doing shit in public and maybe interviewing people or doing like daft little skits. Maybe there, like we're just gonna go there with a camera and film. We don't know technically what yet, but we're just gonna see what comes natural to us because we're just gonna be us like we are here. So we'll see. Like, we might even catch some glimpses of that. And I feel like with a group like Comic Con, like nerdy people are always typically like nice people. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know what people call them now, like rocker people. Grebos is what it used to be called when I was a kid. There was never really dickhead Grebos, really. You know what I mean? Like there's probably the odd few, like, but you're more likely to get on with one of those people than probably a lot of other cultural followings, I guess. Like, I feel like that type of person's always just up for a bit of a chat, a bit friendly. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see as a little social experiment. I've not really done anything or filmed anything in public either. Like some of the shit, as you know, I've done without camera in public for years. I just do mad shit. I've just always just had fun in public without camera. So I don't know what it's going to be like with a camera on. I don't know what would feel normal and natural to me, but it's fun to find out.
We do some fucking elevator roulette on camera.
Elevator Roulette is a great game. That's fun. Yeah,
Remember
you
that?
gotta do that. Yeah, you
The
gotta do
finger up
Elevator
one.
Roulette. Oh, if people are
Oh,
listening and they can't extrapolate Elevator Roulette, what that is just when you're waiting for an elevator going in, or even when you're going in an elevator going up or down and the doors are opening, just put your face right up against the doors, or just stand there with your middle finger out, like flipping them off, or just bend over and like show your ass or something, like, and then if it opens and no one's in there, then you got away with it. But sometimes you might open that bitch might be full, and you're just stood there with your fucking fingers up at everyone.
It's such a bad game, mate. Like, it's such a
Yeah.
fucking gamble.
There's no winning really. Like the win is no one being in there, but then you look like a twat because then you've done it for nothing. Like there's not really a win to it, but it's still funny.
Yeah, do you remember that the time we were in Mariel and it was me, you and Amy, and we did it, two of us, right up against the doors,
Yeah.
and that guy was looking to fucking reverse his push chair out, weren't it?
Oh,
We were
yeah.
right there, and he like went, oh, and I went, sorry, mate, I just really wanted to get in.
Yeah. I remember once we was coming down Ben Nevis in Scotland and we're on the gondola, and like because you cross paths with other ones, so you can see the people going up as we're coming down into their gondola, and like 4 or 5 went past, and I think our friend Danny was like, "Yo, I dare you to like moon someone." Like stick your bare ass up against the glass, and like 3 or 4 came past. I was like, "Nah, it don't feel right. Don't feel right." Some come past that were empty. I'd say one come past every like 15 seconds or something like that. And I was like, you know what, I'm doing this on no matter what, and I fucking did it. Cheeks against the glass, spread ass a little bit, and it was a fucking,
And
it was a
it was an
family of-
innocent,
it was a
yeah,
family
innocent family of 5. Like, oh, what the fuck?
kids and then nothing just coming
Yeah.
past seeing my ass. Oh, man. So
Teenage girl thinking, yo, look at that fucking hairy fucking pit there, man.
yeah, and that was not on film. That's just me just finding shit funny.
It's the thing, ain't now you kind of you walk around these days, don't you, waiting to clip some. You barely fucking just absorb stuff now, do you? You think this would make a good video quick. Like get your camera out, man.
Yeah. I mean, look at that fucking hot tour girl, man. She was just on a clip for 15 seconds. Now that bitch is fucking raking it in, got sponsorships and everything. Million followers on our platforms. Just
I
for
reckon
one
if you
little
did
clip.
that, if you did that mooning today, you'd probably be on a clip from the other gondola now. Because people have fucking got that quick fire phone now, and they moment just it's already in the hand, just pulling it out. You'd be fucking you'd be on someone's Snapchat,
man. Yeah. Yeah, fuck it. Trying to identify me by my ass, man. I don't know if AI is there yet.
Depends how much of it's already out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, there might be quite a bit of it. To be fair, I was quite raucous in my younger days, so it might already be out there, man. Might be able to reverse image search that bitch.
Fucking hell, big resolution.
Man, I was at football, and I've been like, because I said it in the beginning of the year on this podcast. If you remember that, one of my resolutions, if you will, even though I don't do them, was to like read or like a couple of chapters of stuff a day or night, or listen to something. And I was speaking to my brother about it. And I said, yeah, you know, I've just finished reading a thing called Solo Leveling. I'm going on to Invincible next and all that type of stuff. And he was like, oh, do you listen to any audiobooks? And I said, yeah, I listen to this, I listen to that. I said, I've listened to like all Stephen Hawking's books. And he was like, why? I was like, the fucking class. I was like, I've listened to all Neil deGrasse Tyson's books. And he was like, yeah, but like, why though? I was like, it's fucking fascinating. I was like, don't you think it's fascinating? He was like, what do you mean? I was like, he was like, what's so fascinating? And I said, let me tell you this for an example. Like, what about looking up at the sky and seeing like the Andromeda Galaxy? And he went, I don't even know what that means. I said, you've never heard of the Andromeda Galaxy? And he said, no. And I was like, man, it's our next neighbouring like large galaxy. It's the furthest thing away in the night sky you can see with your naked eye. It's 1.5 million light years away. So it takes 1.5 million light years of the light to reach us. So when it hits your retina, you're seeing 1.5 million years ago. Like, isn't that amazing? He was like, it's just stars, isn't that the way? And I was like, man, why is that not blowing your mind? And then I said something else, and I went, yeah. I went, don't you think about it? He was like, I suppose not. I was like, it is amazing, but like, yeah, I don't really think about it. He was like, it's just black, eh? And I was like, nah, like there's nebula out there. There's like remnants of supernovas. Like it's full of stars. Like it's bright as fuck in some parts. And he was just like, and then he started like taking the pic. He was like, nah, it's just all a projection by the government. Eh? It's all fake and that. But like, and he was like, yeah, I just don't really think about it. I thought that's probably most people. Like he was like baffled and shocked that I was like, I've listened to Stephen Hawking's books. He was like, why?
Open your brain, man, eh? Like expand your fucking knowledge a bit. get intrigued by something, man. I just fucking sit on TikTok or
I
whatever you're doing.
think for the most part, from listening to like the Ricky Gervais show, because obviously Carl Pilkington, like when you try and explain amazing things like that to him, he's just like, but why do I need to know it? Like I just need to get a job, earn money, pay my bills. Like it doesn't affect your life really. Like as long as you can pay the bills, that's what you need to focus on. Can I feed my family? Yeah, like I don't give a fuck what's up there. So I get it in a way, but it's crazier to me that people don't like speculate or look at the moon or be like, how does this work? And not really think about things. And then when I was explaining shit to him, like giving him mad facts and that, I was like, yeah, what about this? I don't that fucking blow your mind. That's a true fact in physics. Like that's actually works like that or whatever. He was just like, how much weed you smoke, man? And I said,
Yeah, fucking, it's always that one, ain't it, man?
it is, but I said, you know what? I said, no, he went, how much weed you smoke today, man? I said, zero. I said, zero, yeah. And I said, but that's the thing, like, you don't need weed for that to be amazing because it's all real and true. You don't need to embellish it by weed or being high for it. Like, the fact itself is already mind blowing. Like, it shouldn't need weed. It's already amazing. But
Yeah,
he just couldn't give a fuck. And it's like, man, how many people are just not giving a fuck about real things?
it's true, man. Just the fucking, just the equation and chance of existing at all, and just I don't know, man. I think that's how you fucking avoid Alzheimer's, man. Just keep your brain ticking, keep your fucking absorbing stuff and being interested by stuff, not don't just let your brain go dormant.
True, but he's probably a happier person than I am because he, like we do with politics and stuff like that, where you just keep your head in the sand and think, fuck it, I ain't even like learning about this. Because the more you know, the more you worry, type of thing. So it's like ignorance is bliss. You know what I mean? If he just only worries about putting his next fucking foot forward and paying because he earns good money and stuff, like, how can you argue it? Like, he might be a happier, less stressed person because he don't give a fuck about the outside noise. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But
I guess,
it's weirder for me to not think about shit though.
yeah. But he's quite deep in fiction, ain't he? So maybe that's just his fucking his soup.
Yeah, maybe. Like I love fiction as well. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't know, like just to even think about, like you said, like we're here, like the I always say, and it's mine too, and not because I've heard Brian Cox say it, so it's kind of like rubbed off on me. But I think it is the best answer, and I always hear people ask him, "What's the favorite fact that you know about the universe and stuff? What always blows your mind or humbles you or whatever?" And he was like, "The fact that there's anything here at all." And it's like, "Yeah, that's so true. That's exactly how I feel about it. Like the fact that we exist. You know, there might not be other things. Statistically, it's unlikely because just in the Milky Way galaxy, I think it's like 200 billion stars. Or no, I think it's like 400 billion stars or something, and then like 200 billion Earth-like planets. You know what I mean? That's just in our Milky Way galaxy, not even the universe. And you know, the Milky Way galaxy is a very small portion of the observable universe, and that might be infinite. They don't fucking know. So statistically, there's got to be something out there, but there's also a chance equally that there's not, and we are just some kind of fucking miracle. So how can you not think about that and be like, wow, like that's incredible. Like we could be the only. Like I think what Brian Cox words is we might bring meaning to the universe. It's all just happening and it's doing shit anyway, but it doesn't mean anything. But it shit does to us. So we bring the meaning to the universe, like maybe to a ever expanding thing. Like, how is that not amazing to think about, man?
And we
But
could just be the 20th generation of fucking simulated bacteria in the microbiome of a fucking giant or something. You know what I mean? We could
yeah,
just be tiny fucking molecules compared to what's actually driving us.
it's true. But like itself, though, like what Descartes says, like I think, therefore I am. So like he contemplated that, you know, whenever he was about hundreds of years ago, is to be like, you know, I'm around, I exist, I'm real because I'm thinking about that I am. So like even if we are a simulation, just the fact that we're even real in a simulation is still incredible and impressive, especially if this ain't real and it seems it to us. That's even more impressive, like on an alien supercomputer or whatever. Because if you look at even game graphics, which is our version of a simulation, we're like, fuck, this is amazing that we can do this shit now. You know what I mean? Like I even appreciate it at such a small level of what, you know, it could be for us. So I still, even with the fact, even if it's a simulation, like appreciate that like anything that exists at all is amazing to me.
Like we were saying, man, even if we found out we did, just even if we found out it was a fucking simulation, we still just got to crack on, anyway.
Yeah, until the fucking
Unless being conscious of it and figuring it out is your exit. You like pull him out. He's figured it out.
yeah. So what do you think then happens when you die? Do you just think that's it? It's black. It's gone. It's forever.
Yeah, I think you just get that long sleep, man. You don't know you're there. You don't know you're gone. You're just fucking done.
Yeah, the best way that I think also I think that, but I heard the best way to put it in my mind's eye is to describe it as like trying to think about it, what life was like before you was born. It's kind of like that. Like you can't think about it. It just don't make sense. It don't exist. And I'm like, yeah, it's probably a similar way to that. But what would you like it to be? Like, would you like there to be a heaven and hell? Would you like it to be that you're in a simulation when you die, you wake up in the real world and be like, man, that was a mad game? You know what I mean? Then you live your real life. Like, what would you prefer it to be?
I might just be a fucking Puerto Rican on a fucking DMT trip at the minute.
That's why you look, man, that Puerto Rican's bled into this game.
Yeah, yeah, fucking accurate creator character. No, I don't know. I've never put any thought into that, man. I think I think that would be cool to carry on existing, but also all the time and investment into the character would be like fuck.
But it might only
That was
feel
all.
to the real world you, the Matrix version, or the not the unplugged version of you, say, like this could feel like a half an hour session of a game or 5 minutes. This could be a trailer to you,
Yeah,
but it feels fucking like 80 years, or whatever you might live up to, like from your perspective. So yeah, I don't know. It's got a bit macabre talking about death, but you said you put no thought into it. Don't you think about death at all ever?
try and avoid it, man.
I can't. I don't
I
think
don't
there's
want
a
to be.
day that goes by where I don't think about it. To be fair,
Mm. I think about it. I think about the inevitability of it, but more in terms of family are going to leave me or I'm going to leave people behind, that kind of thing, which I don't want to think about. But yeah, like we said, man, you might just get to a certain age and your brain just flips like, yeah, I've been here long enough, man. It's like any day now, I'll be happy.
I think I think about, like I said, every day. Pretty much, I think about death. Sometimes it scares. I get like anxiety literally thinking about it because I freak myself out. And sometimes I do get a sort of like, you know what, like I appreciate also the beauty in death. Like everyone kind of does it. It's what we all share. We're all from technically stardust. We're all from dying stars. Like it's just a natural way of life. And thinking about like that, like that you have no control over it almost gives me calmness. It's like, fuck it, why worry about it? But then some days, like literally the day after, 24 hours, I'll be fucking anxious about it. So I think it's just an existential crisis that I sort of internally fucking probably will always battle. But I think thinking about it pretty much my whole life, I think that's what's important to tick bucket list stuff off, because I think you always get to a point when you're done stuff where you're like, I'm happy to move on because I've achieved shit. But if you don't, that's when you're like at the end of your life thinking, fuck, I'm scared because I didn't do the shit I wanted to do. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think that's why it's important to do shit.
Yeah, that's what's more of a worry for me that I'm conscious about is just having regrets once it's too, because I know it's going to go so fucking quick. And I'm just scared of it going so quick that, I don't know, you get to 60 and you think, fuck, I meant to do all this shit, man, and I just got distracted working and just the years just fleeted because I was just concentrated on building a fucking pension or whatever. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah,
I don't
look,
want to fucking get. I don't want to be just. Yeah, yeah. Let's brighten it
yeah,
up a bit.
it got fucking macabre and dark. And Danny's fucking grew hair to pull it back out again, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I heard a fact today. Here we go. Leonardo da Vinci, if you didn't know, that his last name isn't actually Da Vinci. Yeah,
What
he's
is it?
a, it's he wasn't given one because apparently he was born out of wedlock, so they don't get a last name, and he's born from his last name is given from where his father is from, which is Da Vinci. So he's Leonardo of Da Vinci, like that's his name because that's in Italy. So they actually that's not his actual name. That was kind of given to him many years later on.
So I'd just be fucking Ryan Sandwell if I was in that position.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's kind of how it works in like other stuff like Game of Thrones and that. In a way, like your name kind of comes where you're from in some aspects. But yeah, I thought that, and because he was left-handed, so they don't know if this is the reason why. But when he used to write from right to left, so you could read his writing in the mirror.
Hmm.
And people don't know if it was to like keep his plans and secrets unreadable, if people to look over his shoulder and shit, or if it was because it was easy for him to do because he was left-handed. But I thought, oh, that's interesting, because I know Eminem kind of does something similar. He like writes his lyrics in like a spiral. Have you seen his book when he does that?
Huh?
It's cool. He like I think I've seen pictures of it too, and I saw an interview of him talking about it, and he said it's so if people find his like lyric book, whatever, they can't decipher it because they don't know the code of it. But he basically explains that like he'll like write his songs in like a sort of pattern on a page. So to him, it makes sense of how to like read it and stuff. But if you was to just look at it, it just looks like word jumble on a page. I was like, fuck, like he operates on such a different level. That's why he's like a genius to me. You know what I mean? Like his lyricism is on another level. Like his brain works so differently. And
I think he is the best man.
he's the best
I,
MC for sure, I think, yeah.
he is, man. I've listened to his music a fucking lot, man, and there's been tunes that I've been listening to for years, and one day I'll know a song word for word all the way through, and then I'll just be on the motorway or something listening to that same tune, and something will just pop in and it'll make a connection. I was like, shit, he meant that.
Yeah.
There was two meanings to that, and he meant this. I was like, I've listened to this song 50 times, like 100 fucking times.
I do that all the time, but with Wu Tang songs. Like I'll be like just working into it and I'm like, oh, that was a sick bar. Like it really drops. But up there, I think with Eminem for me, in terms of a lyricist that, it's Inspector Deck, man. Some of his fucking lyrics, I'm like, damn. Just to even think about that, to write down as like on a piece of paper, as like words that connect, that make a story and rhyme. It's like, how do you even think about that? That's so intelligent. But I love Wu Tang. I think they're some of the best lyricists. Like Method Man has got some great fucking bars. Shout out to Wu Tang Clan, man. I'm even representing them right now.
Wu Tang, yeah, man. That was my induction to hip hop as well. To be fair, Wu Tang was. I remember getting my first set of like decent headphones and kind of cracking down just on some music and just deciding to fucking discover hip hop, man. And just Wu Tang was just the first thing I got into, and I was like, yo, this is a fucking vibe, man. I've never really heard anything like this.
Yeah, I remember once I had like an MP3 player, and I think it was like used by my family. So like my big brother had songs, my mum had songs on there and stuff like that. And I was like young, man, like 7, 8, something like that. And I was just listening to some of the songs on there because there was like Linkin Park on there, which I liked as a kid and things. And then a lot of NWA songs are on there, man. And I was like, yo, I like these songs. And 3 6 Mafia, shout out 3 6 Mafia. I don't think they have enough love either, man. They were sick back in the day. And I remember just like falling in love with I don't know. I think that it like speaks to me, especially old school hip hop, like the sort of beats per minute and then like the boom boom tss, that sort of thing resonates inside me deeply, man. Like I don't know what it is about that like structure of beats in a pattern, but it's like yo, I'm fucking into this. Like it gets me just feeling a certain way, man.
Yeah, I think stuff like that as well. With such a, it just stimulates you so much. Listening to something like that gets you so hyped up. You kind of feel creative, man. I've had urges before when I've just been on a hard fucking Eminem session or something to just write my own shit. Like I've just been so in the moment, stimulated. I think, man, like I want to just fucking write some bars. Like it gets you
Yeah,
going, man.
yeah, yeah. It's good. It's always good to feel inspired by stuff. Like I don't get it often. If I do, it is like stand-up comedy does it for me. Like when I watch it, obviously they make it look easy. Like I can be on a stage and be a Dave Chappelle, you know what I mean? I know it's a practice craft for 20, 30 years. And he's done that hour 50,000 times that year to get it bang on. But it makes me like want to get up there and try it myself, man. Like it just makes me want to get up there. I don't know that it ain't knowing I'm gonna bomb and maybe never be good at it, but it gives me that like I want to give it a fucking go anyway. And like that's cool that it can even make me feel that way because it's such a scary thing to make me want to just do it. I think it's pretty cool.
Do you ever get any? Do you ever get any kind of past tense that you know have slipped? So for me, it'll be race driving or something like fucking someone rallying, and I think, man, I wish I just got into racing as a kid and did karting and stuff and became a fucking racer, but it's just too late to get any of them.
Yeah, but more to do with like science and education. Maybe going into a job where I could do maybe some astronomy or astrophysics or particle stuff. Um, but I think about it, but I also think if I was to go back in time and change it, even though that's like obviously an unrealistic concept, I just think it all makes sense anyway because I'd have to change who I am. And like it's a different me, a different life because I can't do schools. I'm not an academic. Like the reason why I didn't do it is because my brain isn't wired that way. Else I would have loved school or would have done this. Sometimes I think about it that because I'm quite a sponge and I always want to learn and I feel like I listen to the right things. Like if someone's explaining something, I can pick out things and I'll ask a question, and they're like, "Oh, that's a good question." Like I think I'll hear about things maybe a little bit differently. That poses a good question. So I feel like knowing that, especially in my adult years, that kind of teachers failed me a little bit and didn't steer me the right way. I didn't really have a good educator in my life, really ever. So I think maybe if I had a different teacher here or there, or someone that was able to like recognize that in me and fucking get me, who knows? But yeah, that's the only thing I think of is like I wish because we always say that we never enjoy our jobs and we don't really know what we want to do in our life and stuff like that. Realistically, like if this podcast took off, obviously that's a dream job, whatever, or just doing something on YouTube. But like realistically, as a job, it's usually like this ain't allowing me to be creative or free in that way. So I always think, maybe that job is that job for me where I would have been in it and loved it. But who knows? Maybe I don't because it's more of a hobby and a fascination. But when it's a job, it might not feel as magical and mystical. Who knows?
Yeah, I think it's definitely racing for me. I think it's more of a financial fucking just failure as a kid getting into. I mean, I always loved cars, and I was driving my dad's car, like sitting on his lap steering the wheel at 3 years old, and he let me actually drive his car at fucking about 8 years old, I think. Like sat on my own clutch, accelerator,
Responsible
everything.
parent.
Yeah, he was only on a field, but yeah, like changing gears, actually driving, and just. But yeah, getting into karting and that kind of thing is expensive, and it's like fucking a couple of grand for a cart, and then it's turning up to the events. But
And you have to pay for those. I saw before as well. You have to pay into the events and stuff too,
yeah,
and
exactly.
insurance
Yeah,
and stuff and things.
yeah. But I just always had this fucking fascination with cars and racing, man. And even even now as an adult, like I feel like I do just have a connection to a car when I'm in one. When I'm in like a raw, proper driver's car, and I'm sat, I feel like I'm plugged into the car, man. Like if there's something going wrong on the back right or something, I feel like it's the back right of my body. Like I got so much more heightened senses when I'm in a car. I can
Yeah,
feel when
it's
it's
like
going to
the
slip.
car becomes like an extension of your body, if you will.
It really does, man. Certain cars, there just be such a subtle something loose or just something knocking somewhere. I can just feel it, man. And if I'm going fast around corners, I feel like I'm just connected to the road myself, and I can feel what's too much and what will slip, and just when to turn. And I get a weird instinct, man. I get like a little fucking tingle if I've gone too fast into a corner. Like I just feel like I'm plugged into the car, man.
Two things. One, if you die at some point in a car crash, playing this forever. Two, what about like doing something like a gumball sort of thing where you're still involved in a car, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like you ain't got to be rally driving, but you could still. I mean, like you do YouTube for your car. If that was to take off, it's kind of similar. But there's got to be other avenues to explore that ain't just rally driving and stuff. That's still car involved.
I'd love a fucking gumball, and someone I know did organise one, like their own one, just from here to. They were going to drive from here to the Nurburgring, and then all the way down to Spain for a car show, and then all the way back, and it was going to be like 50 cars, man. And
Damn.
I was linked onto that. To be fair, I was planning on going. I think that's when we had Max though, so I ended up fucking it. But yeah, I do love stuff like that. Obviously, I go to car meets all the time and cruises and stuff. But I do think I do think I was destined to just become a fucking racer in some ways, man.
Yeah, maybe. Who the fuck knows, man? But that's the thing, you can't reminisce and think you just gotta appreciate what you fucking have. You're in the top 1% financial, kid. Fucking deal with that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I always hear that is an expensive. It's like a privileged sort of hobby to get your kids into. You know what I mean? Like it's expensive off the rip. It's why. It, I think it's probably why you don't get much diversity really in Formula One and stuff as well. It's usually just white dudes in it. I mean, like Lewis Hamilton's was the best ever, whatever. But he's a
He's
black
a
dude.
50 though, eh?
Yeah, he's not. You don't really get much racial culture. You know, there's not many like Asians, there's not really like it just seems just white people mostly really, and that could be why just culturally that white people are probably in the more 1% countries where they can afford that hobby compared to other places. But maybe I'm talking up my fucking arse, who knows?
Yeah, man, I'm sure there's some good fucking mudslides in Africa, man. The little Grand Prix. What's your? Do you have any fucking? What does anything get you, man? Like fucking. So for me, anything like trigger you to an emotion that kicks in. For me, it's like YouTube videos or reels of sons giving dads their fucking dream car. That'll tear me right up, man. Or a dad giving his fucking son like a surprise fucking dirt bike for his birthday, or just something like that. Just that fucking that'll choke me up, man. Proper.
Yeah, those are good examples. Ones where like military dudes have ever come back home and like the dog sees them for the first time and that's a
Yeah, they're good.
tearjerker. Um, but honestly, the most thing that evokes a real emotion from me, and how you said it becomes like sort of one with you, like with a car, is music for me. Like I don't know if people know this about me enough, but like music is like a big thing for me. Like I fucking love it. Like I do feel something when I listen to music constantly. I'm into most genres of music, and I'll um I'll just listen to it in any sort of mental state or emotion, whatever I'm in, and I feel like I can always find a need for what I'm feeling in music. Like it genuinely does something to me. It gives me goosebumps. I feel something. I feel emotional. It's connecting, and it is like a powerful thing. I mean, they use music for stuff like Alzheimer's. You know what I mean? Like it speaks to your core DNA. I feel there's something important about music, and yeah, just I feel like it's a big thing. There's people that I know that aren't into music at all, and that baffles me as well. Like, hey, you're not into music, man. It's amazing.
I've said to you before, man. I've been on the daily commute before just to work and back, and I've been just doing just podcasts for a fucking month or something, and I'll just be on the commute to work, half an hour, 40 minutes, just driving there podcasting, just can't be fucking arsed, and then I'll break the cycle of podcasts and put some music on, and I've been like, yo, I'm fucking cheery, man. I'm feeling this. You
Yeah,
need it, man. You need it. It does relieve some stress, man. It brings something out of you.
definitely. I think what gets me as well is seeing people achieve their like goals, man. Like seeing someone like break a record for something that they've been trying for years or achieve their thing. So like I don't know, for example, like a skateboarder. Like imagine like seeing Tony Hawk do the 900 and seeing him do something where he's like, "Oh my fucking god, I did that," and you like feel like that for him, like, "Oh man, like fuck yeah, that dude did it." Like I get inspired by that shit as well, and I feel something there when I see people like achieving the dreams and that. Like that makes me feel good too.
Yeah, or like becoming a number one fucking Olympic swimmer, then a trans fucking swimmer just comes along and smashes your record. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Ones that I see that I do actually like get a good feeling off, which I guess it covers like achieving your dreams, but where people are doing like a video where they have applied for like a really high university or college or job, and they record the reaction, they get in, and they're really happy, and they're hugging their family, and that I'm like, oh, that's like cool, like shit like that. I think makes me feel good. I think that those are good to have in your algorithm now and again.
yeah, or the ones where a kid gets fucking adoption papers to a stepdad or something and
Yeah, those are
asks them to
sad.
adopt him.
Yeah, where I've seen like they open the present or whatever, and it's like adoption papers, and like the dad just starts crying, and that they're like, oh man, they're getting
Yeah,
him. Yeah,
that's
that's
a good honour, right? That.
Yeah, it's good. I've seen videos, and I don't know if fake and staged they are, but I feel like they're pretty good. Where the dude is just filming, he'll just go up to a random dude and be like, "Excuse me, are you so and so?" And they're like, "Yeah, why?" And I'm like, "You're my dad." And he's
Yeah,
like,
I've seen
"What?"
some of them.
Yeah, and I was like, "You're my dad. Like this picture of here with you and my mom, like when you were younger. Like, are you that guy?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh, you're my dad." And it's like they usually hug and they're crying, like, "Oh my god." But I always think, man, if that was me, I would hate that if I was just out shopping and someone was like, "Yo, you're my dad." I'm like, "Please, man, don't say this to me. Don't
Yeah,
do this to me, man."
just got 2 fucking bags for life. Like, oh fuck's sake, man. Let me get these to the car a minute. Fucking peel out.
I remember once we was in the gym. We was like 14 years old, maybe 16, around that age. And you asked me, you was like, "Yo, what about if you went to the doctors, man?" And they said, "Yeah, your sperm's fucked and you can never have kids, man." Like, and I said, "Oh, it'd be the best day of my life." And you couldn't stop laughing. You was like, "That's some people's dream, and that would
You,
that would crush them to know that news that they could never have kids." And you're just there hoping.
yeah, you killed me with that, man. Such a catastrophe for someone, and you're just like, oh, I beg for that.
It's so true. It's never connected with my kids. I couldn't. It would be the worst thing to happen to me, I think.
Which came true though.
I mean, technically, I mean, I don't know. I've never tested my sperm, but I can't have kids in the situation I'm in, so it worked out. But yeah, I don't know how fertile I am as a person. I mean, clearly you know because you've got evidence of it, but I don't know if if I'm shooting duds or not, man. I could be a fertile boy.
I knocked one out in 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, that's what but I've never not done it while there's been some form of contraception. Like I've never just done it without because I could just be a one and done, man. I don't know. But
Yeah,
at least I, by my knowledge, I've not done it where there's been no contraception. You know what I mean? Like they could have just lied to me, which because I know some fucking people do that. But to my knowledge, I've never not done it like
yeah,
that.
yeah, man. I knocked one out real quick.
Yeah,
It's them, it's that fucking, it's like Cuban blood, man. Them swimmers, are they?
yeah, it's the Puerto Rican. He fucking controlled F and just put baby in and just searched it for you, man. Just put that in the fucking, put that in the sim.
What's it, man? Yeah, I think. What else is there as well? I thought of something when I said about the fucking adoption ones. I I like them as well, where it's you can tell it's a fucking bloke that don't want to be on camera or just isn't a crier, but his son gets him his fucking dream watch or something. And he's like, "Yo, man, fuck," tries to keep the tears in.
Yeah,
You're like, "Yeah, man, you fucking broke him."
yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about that because I'm not. I don't like getting gifts. So I don't know if that would get me, but maybe it would more because I'm like, oh, then no, I hate gifts and they've still got me a dream thing. But I might have even said this on the podcast before, but when I think about when I'm just sharing, you think about like, what would it be like to win the lottery, man? The things to me where I think that the best are doing that, like visualizing, just turn up at your house and say, and you're like, "Yo, bro, what the fuck are you doing here?" I was like, "Just come outside a sec," and then there's just like a brand new Nissan GTR there for you. And I'm like, "That's yours, that is, kid." And just seeing you like, "What the fuck?" Like blowing
Yeah,
people's minds like that is what I'd love. Obviously, the financial freedom and being able to do what the fuck I want forever is nice, but the things that would make me feel the best is just to just change people and be like, "What the fuck do you mean this is for me?" I was like, "I've sorted you, man. Don't worry about it." Like that would
yeah.
be the best thing for me in that situation.
That's always what pops into my mind as well. It is always a shower thought, that is, winning the lottery and stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah, my first thoughts are always what I could buy everyone else and how I could treat people and shit.
yeah, yeah.
I'd love to be able to just fucking buy my parents' house for them, man, and just give them the papers like, yeah, you own this house now.
Yeah, that gets me as well when you said talking about when people do that shit when they retire, their mum and dad and stuff like that. I remember like very early on years ago, like KSI did it. He like did a video where he bought his mum's house and he surprised them with the papers, like I've paid off your mortgage and that, and they were like crying, hugging him. I was like, what a feeling to be able to do that, especially when he was only like 18 or something at the time. Like, how would you feel though? Do you think you little fucking bastard showing off like buying my house for me? You know what I mean? Or are you gonna be like, fuck man, my son's class?
Nah, it'd feel amazing, man, because you know you've raised them from day one, and
Yeah,
it's kind of a clarification that you've done a good job in it. So
yeah,
it's
it's
a
true.
nice payoff.
Yeah, it is. It's like full circle. But yeah, I think we spoke about it last week, but I jammed myself up this morning, so it's fucking shred city from now on. So it'd be interesting to see just in my physical appearance over the next coming months to see how I adapt. But I've done some like I've tried changing some different things. So like what I've been doing each morning is I'll get up and I'll try not to stay in. I have like 3 alarms set, and they're set like every like 5 minutes. And then I'll wake up from the first one, and then I'll like go on my phone for a little bit, and then I'll lie in bed until the last one goes off, and then I'll just get up for work or whatever. But I've been making sure that I get up like by the first one, so I'm up. And then the first thing I've been like sort of doing is going out my back garden and just like letting the sun just be on my face for a couple of minutes, like let my eyes adjust to like actual sunlight and just be outside and be like, oh, it's got like a natural wake up because I feel like that's how your body's meant to fucking wake up.
I
Um,
told you, man. That's my routine. If when the fucking sun's out, you know what I mean. Like 3 out of fucking 365 days. But
yeah.
I'll get up, just open the balcony doors, and just I'll stare at the sun, just with my eyes closed, with no top on, and just get the fucking vitamin D in, man. And it is just a circadian rhythm kind of wake up.
Yeah, like, and I've been doing like little rituals like that. I've been like obviously reading before bed. I've been doing stuff, and I feel like when I log on for work, even though I'm tired, because some nights I just sleep shit, just because I sleep shit at times. Like even if I just stuff out and I sit down at work, I still feel like could be placebo or whatever, but I do feel like a little bit of a surge, like a bit more like, oh, I've got a bit more about myself. I feel less groggy. Like I've woke up and I've energized my body immediately, and drinking water like in the morning early on. Like I have my cereal. Sometimes I'll drink water before I have it. But I heard like just necking water first thing in the morning is like a good thing to do as well. So I've been
Yeah,
trying to do
I
that.
think I think I'll mention that because you obviously get warm and sweat so much, and you dehydrate so much in the night.
Yeah.
So your body's gasping for fucking water by the time you wake up, and then coffee as well is a natural dehydrator. So when I get up dehydrated, and first thing I do is have a coffee, dehydrate myself further. So yeah, I did for a bit as well. I was waking up and having a fucking fat glass of water first, and then giving it half an hour before the first coffee. Um, but yeah, it is, man. You set the pace for the day. The first 15 minutes, 20 minutes of what you set the pace of, are getting up for the first alarm. That seems so trivial, but you're telling yourself, we're fucking on it today. We're straight up.
Yeah,
We're gonna be productive and kick in.
I think the thing that I've noticed with it by like analysing it, like, hey, is this a change that's working? Is because sometimes I'll get up and I'll look and my alarm goes off and I'll like shut it and I'll just close my eyes and lie there. And sometimes I'll like mid fall back to sleep kind of, and then it goes off again. And so when I wake up again, it's like then I'm just instantly knackered. But then I thought, but if I just stay awake for those 10 minutes, I'm like 10 minutes awake rather than now 1 minute awake again. And I feel like it just naturally just wakes you up like, okay, I'm getting ready to go, rather than just like staying in limbo, like, okay, I'm getting up in a minute, but I'm also comfy. I feel like it brings you awake more rather than like, I don't know, chilling out on it. I feel like if you actually just get up, as awful as it is to like get your feet out the fucking blanket, is it does just get you up, like you just up then.
I think the same because I've noticed it recently myself as well. Because my son's for about 2 months has been just getting up on his own and fucking coming in here just quietly, jumping on his switch or making himself some breakfast. And I've had the chance to just stay in bed way longer, so I'm getting up fucking
Yeah.
8 o'clock, half 8 sometimes if he just lets me sleep. And but I'm waking up at these times and just being just proper, just don't want to get out of bed. Like not in a depressive way, but I'm comfy. I'm
Yeah,
still
it's
tired and that.
nice.
I'm lying there thinking, and I'm really tired. I just want to stay in this bed. But I'm also thinking, if I just jumped up like 6 a.m., I'd be fucking. I'm always wide awake,
Yeah.
and I think I'm tricking myself to think, oh, I'm really tired because I just want to stay there. But if I just jump up, I'm fucking awake. But
Yeah.
it's a weird psychological thing because I've got the option to stay in bed now. I'm like, yeah, man, I want to just fucking stay in bed because I'm really tired. But if I get up at 6 a.m. for work, I can fucking jump up straight up. I'm awake within 5 minutes. I do my weights and shit. I think it's just a psychological. I can stay in bed now.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. To be fair, it is nice though sometimes to like wake up and just be like, oh, I ain't gotta be anywhere, so you just lie in bed for a bit. That is nice. But yeah, like those are like some of the subtle changes I'm making that I feel some benefits and what I might try on this jab. The thing is, I can skip lunch and tea like dinner easily. I just can skip those, but breakfast I have a hard time skipping because I usually wake up and I'm fucking hungry. Like I hate not having breakfast, and I enjoy the stuff that breakfast is, like cereals and things. Like breakfast is my favorite type of food, really. But I want to try some intermittent fasting, I think, and just have a certain window that I eat in and just see how that works with the other shit that I'm doing. But I think it'll be tough for me to just not want breakfast first thing. But then I might just have breakfast when I just get up and just have my window of eating it off like sooner, like from fucking 7 or something. You know what I mean? Like I can't eat past there.
Yeah.
So that's something I might try. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know if I want to try it straight away or like sort of ease into it because I don't want to like shock my body essentially. But like, yeah, we're just doing this because there's a lot of shit going on in it right now. So
I was
we'll
going to
see.
say that naturally most people take sleeping as the biggest window of fasting because you're asleep, you ain't tempted by any food, but you don't sleep fucking normal patterns either, so you must be bored at, I don't know, 11 fucking 12 a.m. 1 a.m. and shit and just want to eat then.
Yeah, and sometimes I do because sometimes I'll skip tea because I'm not hungry at like 6 or 7 or 8, and then I'll just be in bed and sometimes it'll be like 11 o'clock and I'm like, "Ah, I'm quite hungry now," and then I'll just go and get like a pot noodle or something quick, or sometimes I'll have like a full fucking meal then, and then I'll get to sleep a couple hours later and it's just on my body doing nothing then.
Yeah,
So
to be fair, I have heard an argument for, because everyone says don't eat just before bed because whatever, but apparently you keeping your fucking body working, digesting that. You're meant to burn more calories if you eat just before sleep because your body's actually active, not dormant. It's working on burning
yeah, because
something.
you literally burn calories while you sleep, don't you? Like that's the thing. Like the factor into calorie deficits, don't they? Like also the amount of calories you burn during sleep too.
Yeah, but yeah, I've seen a lot of success with fasting.
Yeah, I like the idea of it, but I think it's obviously like a lifestyle change is like a shift. You don't just really like change it instantly because I think that's when it's like that's when it's you're able to just go back on it if you like do it too. Like I think it's better to ease in with some stuff. It's like when you come off sugar. At times I can just be like I ain't having no sugar and I can just do it, but then sometimes it's good to just every couple of days you're like, yeah, I'll fancy a chocolate now, and then eventually you're weighing off it like that because then you might just get a fucking headache if you just stop it completely and shit. So I don't know if the fasting's gonna be kind of like that where I start having stuff like past a certain time, or maybe I'll be like, I'll have that, but that's not very calorie heavy, and then eventually it's like, oh, I ain't even hungry at that time. Um, because that jab thing I'm on, apparently it boosts sleep as well, which I'm interested in. Like, if my sleep gets better, that's the better of everything. If you sleep good, then everything else is going to start working properly. So I'm interested in how that works. But apparently, the appetite like suppression part of it don't actually like feel for like 3 4 5 days. So I'm interested to see how that feels. Like apparently when I was looking at the PDF that they sent, it's called food noise, what it's called, like what the term is for it, and it's just like random thoughts of like, oh, I could do with that now, or like, oh, I fancy this. You know what I mean? Apparently, it just fucks all those like thoughts off out your head. So, I'm interested to see if I'm like, fucking hell, I ain't it. Like, I need to eat something. You know what I mean? Like, because I will just like I said, skip meals sometimes. So, it could either be bad for me where I don't eat enough now because I'm happy to skip meals as is. But yeah, like if you looked at my stature versus your stature and says, who can eat all that in one sitting, who can eat that in one sitting, you'd assume me could eat the fucking feast, but it's you, man. I can't eat a lot of food at one time. I get full quick, but you look at me, you think, nah, you could probably pound it down, man, but I can't. I think it's just generally like sleeping shit is obviously the worst thing. And like I said, eating at random times and skipping meals and that, like, I just think and I think liquid calories as well. I think I fucked myself with, but now I've been drinking more water. That's obviously a better substitute and stuff, but I can't eat a lot of food, man. I don't know how you do it. It just makes me feel sick if I get to a certain point. Like, man, I'm not gonna be able to walk after this. I don't like that
It
feeling.
is it is mad how small your appetite is. But mine's massive, but I can eat a fat meal with fucking dessert and leftovers and shit, and it just goes in. But I'm also still just flat stomached after too. Like, there's no sign of it. I ain't bulging or fucking like
You-
my stomach
You've
sticking
got a
out.
great metabolism, probably in it. Your metabolism probably works like crazy, which is what the main thing is that jab that I've been now taking does. It's a metabolism booster. So, and anti-inflammation. Because I was speaking, I was like, "Oh yeah, it'd be good if she can jab me up and fix my shoulder." like the person I got it from, and she was like, "Oh, it might actually help your shoulder because it helps like inflammatory. It calms all that shit down." I was like, "Man, so it might even fix my shoulder a bit." I was like, "Get this in me. This sounds like it could be class. Like, it feels like
I have
all the
noticed.
problems I have. It might boost me up a bit."
Yeah, I have noticed when I've had a shit streak of just sugar every day and then pasta on top of pizza and fucking just all this, and they're all inflammatory foods, and I will just ache more, or like just little niggles will come back where I feel heavy on my feet, or a fucking backache or knee ache that ain't happened for ages is just back, and but it can take a couple days, man, to digest this stuff. So you might have the aches 2 or 3 days after. So you think, man, I ate salad and fruit yesterday. What's going on? But it's the results of fucking 2 or 3 days ago. That's why it's harder to correlate what you fucking done wrong.
Yeah, it is true. And I think it's called like DOMS. It stands for something like delayed something something whatever.
That's delayed onset muscle
Yeah,
soreness.
yeah, that's it. Like that's like 2 days after as well. So like, you can do something and lift heavy and think, I ain't even that achy today. But then the day after that, you're like, fuck, my arms are broke. You know what I mean? It could be like 2 days after that you do something. So yeah, I think I'm even before this job, like the past couple of weeks, I've started like listening to my body more and like thinking like, I just feel a bit weird when I eat that, or I've noticed that I feel a bit sluggish or less energy. So I've been like, I'm not gonna take that in as much, or I'm not gonna eat that with that anymore, type of thing. So I'm trying to just feel good for once. Because
Yeah.
I'll if, even in I don't know if it's just because even when I was like slim and fit and stuff like that, I was still just not putting the right shit in my body. So like I just think I just need to find I never once in my life ever genuinely felt like, oh, I feel good. Never once. I've never when people say, yeah, you lose a bunch of weight or you get in shape and stuff, you feel like, oh, I feel like, yeah, I feel fucking good today. Never once felt that in my life, even when I was fit. So I just don't know if it was I've just never put the right shit in my body and got the right nutrients and vitamins and stuff, or I don't know, I'm doing something wrong, but I'm trying to fine tune myself now and figure out what makes me feel fucking good because I just never felt good ever in my life.
But it's fruit for me, man. The biggest difference I notice is when I've had just a decent breakfast with some eggs or something, and then I'm
Mm.
eating fruit as a kind of pre-lunch, like just a little snacks between fucking breakfast and lunch, and then for lunch I'm eating somewhat light, like a chicken wrap or something, with loads of fruit beside it, and I'll be at midday just feeling fresh and light, and my thoughts are fast, and I'm talking quick and just fucking, and I think, man, I've got so much fucking energy, and I think it's just the fruit, man.
Yeah, I don't like a lot of fruits. I like apple. I think banana is the best. But like stuff like strawberries and even like grapes, like this, it's too sour. And some of it's too sweet. I don't like a lot of fruit really. I like blueberries. I'll put like blueberries and I'll put like slice banana and honey and stuff in my Weetabix in the morning. So I'll get it in there when I do it. But yeah, I don't fancy fruit ever. Like I'm not like, oh, like I want this, even though it is refreshing. I like to blend it. I like to drink smoothies and stuff, but I'm never in the mood to just bite into an apple. I never fancy that.
I do, man. I love it. I'll go in the shops for fruit, man, just with a hankering.
I wish I liked it more. I can't eat it. Like when I was a kid, I used to like pears a lot. I'd munch into a pear and be like, oh, that's juicy and that's nice. But as I got older, yeah, I don't really enjoy fruit too much now. I love vegetables. I eat a lot of vegetables, but I'm never fancying fruit, man.
Yeah, I love it. I enjoy it, and the benefits of it too, man.
Yeah,
Fruit's a good time.
who
It
knows?
can be intense. There can be intense flavors, like fucking oranges, and some apples are like, poor, like yeah, strawberries are just pinging.
Yeah,
Strawberries are fucking high pitched, don't they, man? They're like, wee.
yeah,
I
fucking
mean,
Granny Smith apples, man. Rock 'em, sock 'em, raw, biting your head off when you bite into it.
yeah, that's a shot of vinegar, man. Get some pink ladies, man. They're the best.
That I do. They are my preferred favourites as well, the pink lady ones. But yeah, we should start wrapping this up in a sec because we're like an hour and 12. But you're away now for a week, and our next episode is going to be us on my sofa after taking mushrooms. That's what the next episode is going to be. So our next podcast is coming from you while me and Ryan are trying mushrooms. So it's either going to be a piece of shit, or it's just going to be us hugging and crying on each other, or it's just going to be us talking about the maddest shit. But it's going to be fun either way, I think.
If you fancy an insight on them, the actual mushroom is Cambodian gold. So if you want to look and see what the general effects are, you can have a look.
Oh, I didn't even know. Yeah, I'll have a look and see what we're in for. But that's going to be an interesting episode. So
Yep.
tune into that if you want to hear us talk more fucking garbage. But yeah, we should.
It's peace from me.
Yep. Peace out, man.